Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Just this week, Cage produced a report entitled "We Are Completely Independent." It's about the Home Office, an organization called Breakthrough, which is its go-to media company, and Prevent and the counter-narrative industry. The shocking thing revealed by Cage in all of this was that several Muslim groups, either knowingly or unknowingly, have been co-opted into putting out the government's messages through media companies sponsored by the government, and that have been part of the narrative created by the government to enter insidiously into the Muslim community. And there is an onus, firstly, on these organizations to ensure that they have proper working practices so that such things can never recur in the future. And those who have done this knowingly need to understand that they have lost whatever credibility they may have had once they start becoming mouthpieces willingly for the government. Britain prides itself on the independency of its civil society organizations. What's happened as a result of this new government scheme is that all credibility has been undermined, and these organizations that have been co-opted into its narrative have lost any authenticity they may have had some time ago. There's no getting away from the fact that any government would want to protect its citizens, and Prevent is seen to be part of that program. The problem is that Prevent has already become so discredited within society, and I don't just mean amongst the Muslims, but far, far beyond. The National Union of Teachers, the National Union of Students, a former government advisor to Prevent, a former senior Muslim police officer, the former director of public prosecutions, the numerous Muslim civil society groups that have come out against Prevent and said that this is undermining trust in our communities. So the last thing we'd want is for these narratives from the government that suggest that radicalization is happening solely as a result of normative Islamic belief systems is the cause, the major cause of radicalization. The truth of the matter is this, that yes, there is a threat, as we all state, but that threat is probably greater to our civil liberties, as we've seen in recent times, than there is from terrorism. In fact, we've seen a senior United Nations representative just a couple of weeks ago come to the UK and say that the Prevent strategy isn't in fact stopping radicalization, it is in fact causing, or could be a cause of radicalization. Now that is something serious to consider. What's happened as a result of our findings in this report is that trust has been undermined, that transparency no longer exists, because clearly if organizations within the Muslim community are being funded and supported and given a narrative by the government to disseminate within the Muslim community, nobody said a word of it. The government, in fact, if it's true that the allegation that it is using the Official Secrets Act to stop the details of the Breakthrough organization from being published, if that is the case, then it sits quite odd with the fact that the government has repeatedly maligned senior Muslim respected figures and hid behind the parliamentary privilege. It is by no means the intention of Cage to target any particular groups that have unknowingly been part of this government scheme that has insidiously entered the Muslim community. Rather, we simply want to point out that they have been manipulated, and that this is no way to ensure a healthy society that's built upon trust and upon mutual understanding. Rather, this is something that undermines all of that. There needs to be accountability, transparency, and justice, and a return to the rule of law, and not away from it. Thank you.